Dana Barrett asked Dr. Venkman, why do you like being a Ghostbuster? He replied, same reason I asked you out, 'cause busting makes me feel good.
Ugh, that's tasteless.
No, ma'am, that's tasteless.
Movie review, bitches!
We're singing in the rainbow. Lightning strikes.
Whoa! Oh, we're going all day. This episode's just a city, motherfuckers. This is the Jason Once Bitten movie review. I am Jay Chowder. We got Bone.
I can't believe you're willing to throw our relationship away on a one night stand with a chauffeur, a butler, and a bitch and a slut who eats buttons.
I love that line. I wrote that down. That's Bone. Slopdog.
Wow.
How I was in the movie. And Once Bitten, dude, from the fucking 80s. I remember this movie on HBO. I remember it being, I don't know. First thing, when we were singing the song, like what song we going to sing? Bone, what lyric did you think it said in the song Once Bitten?
I thought it said, what was it? Once bitten, you won't feel no pain, boy. Once bitten, we're singing in a rainbow. It does not say that.
Shining star. I thought it was singing in a rainbow when I was a kid too, though. I do remember singing in a rainbow.
I thought it was singing in a rainbow up until an hour ago.
Oh man, we're fags in the shower, and but I think that. But I remember the part at the end, like where they're like putting, step forward now. You'll get a hot crotch because he's got that flaming stick. And the butler, I always thought he said, "Ooh, crotch souffle," but he actually says rough trade.
Crotch souffle.
Crotch souffle. I thought he said because he like set his crotch on fire. He's like, step further now, and I'll set your crotch on fire or something like that. And then, the butler goes, rough trade. But I always thought it was, ooh, crotch souffle. No one else thought it was
I never thought that. Never.
You know what? But did anybody else like plot hole? I know, but at the end, his two best friends are with him, and they're both virgins. Why doesn't she go after one of them?
The girl's a virgin too. They're talking about. They're at some point they're talking about. Oh well, the only virgin we could find was an 11-year-old. There was 4 virgins right there. They're all 17, 18 years old.
But don't you think that she goes, oh, and then she goes, that's gross. It's good that the vampire has morals and a kid and a diddler, right? She's like, I got standards. What was the cutoff age? Was it had to be 18, 20? I don't know what the
That's
the
what I'm
age
saying.
was.
I feel like if she was a vampire and it was less than a week before she turned back into an old lady,
right.
She's a vampire. She's evil. She'd be grabbing a 5-year-old.
She'd be going to the fucking when you're the birthing center and the baby pops out of the pussy. She's like, "Is that a boy?" Bites it 3 times on the leg.
Well, I don't even think it had to be a boy. It didn't even have to be a boy because she had 2 or 3 girls.
That was my other question. She had 2 girls. How did they get there? I thought it was only boys, she said. But she did.
No, it was just the blood of a virgin. That's it.
But maybe she turned the boys though, the other guys, and then they turned the girls.
The girls? I thought it was only boys.
Maybe?
But anyway, yeah.
I thought it was just a virgin.
I got that same impression that it had to be a boy for some reason, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
I don't know if they say it. I'm not sure. But you guys realize this movie is 40 years old. How old do you feel? It was made in 85. 85. Next year is 2025. I was figuring it out, and I'm like, no, that's not right. There's no freaking way it's 40. And then I'm like, holy shit, that's 40 years.
You know how old it makes me feel? Like I need to go suck on a virgin's leg. That's how old I feel.
And we're watching it, right? And the part with the phone where they're in the bar with the phones, right? And his two friends get the two other girls to come over, right? Because they think they're cool. But then the husband of one of the ladies comes in, and he's all like freaking out and stuff. But he's like bald. He looks like he's, I don't know, pretty old, right? Like, I'm like, how old is he supposed to be? And my husband's like laughing. He's like, I don't know, 25. I'm like, shut up.
So the Countess in this, everybody looks older. She is supposed to be, in real life, at the time, she was 27.
No, stop it.
The actress was 27 years old. I figured she would be like 39, 44. You know what I mean?
Like
something
in her
like
40s.
that.
I was gonna say in her 40s, but 20. What? Come
47. This is 47.
But like, I wonder if she put like makeup on to make herself look a little older. Do you know what I mean? Like
they might. Yeah.
She really does look old. Like not old, but like an older woman. So what? But she's got the heck of a legs. So like her legs, her legs go up to like like when she wears. My husband was laughing at the part where that boy is mine. That part with the she's got the high cut thing going on, and he's like, whoa. Like
love the music in this movie.
hanging out.
The only boobs in this movie are in that painting.
Yeah, it's painting boobs.
Yeah, there's no other actual boobs in this movie.
Like you see, like her low cut stuff, like half cut or whatever you want to call it.
It'll do the job. And it'll do.
The two girls at the end that drop their robes, they drop their dresses. They're facing away from the camera, and the cut cuts off right above their butts.
Did they show the tits when we were younger?
I swear they showed the tits when we were younger.
Not the main vampire, but at least the two girls at the end. I thought they showed her tits and then on HBO. Maybe I'm wrong. Comment down below. Did you ever see Once Bitten as a kid? And do you remember those girls showing their tits? I mean, I also remember in the Gremlins his name being Spike, not Stripe. So maybe this is a Mandela effect. Like, oh, you're in the world where they didn't show the tits at the end.
Also, did you guys get the connections to Killer Clowns from Outer Space? The two goofy friends, the ice cream truck, the makeout spot, the two girls at the end. The two girls at the end. Making out with the two goofy friends, just like the Killer Clown girls.
When they work at the clown place, at the burger place. It's like a clown place. Yeah.
Oh my God!
That too.
Holy fuck! Holy shit! That's crazy, dude. That's so crazy. That's awesome. You're blowing my mind, and I smoked a little. And
I think both were filmed in California, right?
Oh man, they must have had a couple of friends. Dude, that's fucking great. I wonder. I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna see if there's any connection, like of the writers, or there was like one of them liked the other movie, or I just remember that like this movie was on 8 o'clock. Oh, hold on. Slopdog's parenting. See, she's a good parent, folks. We're good people. She's taking parenting. Even though we're just talking about ranting craziness.
Killer Clowns was 1988, so it was 3 years after this movie.
Oh, Killer Clowns is after this movie?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Maybe the Chowder or Cheeto, I fucked it.
Maybe they just really liked this movie and it influenced them.
It's not like Once Bitten, baby.
Because those connections are like really like...
Oh my God, maybe they were like, I'm stumped, what are we going to do for a movie? And they just like, we'll make them this, but they'll make... they fucking... Maybe this is maybe this Once Bitten Killer Clown should have been a cinema sword fight.
Hell yeah.
Dude, we can still do that. Like, oh my God, Once Bitten or Killer Clowns? I might as well just get the razor right now and cut my dick up. I don't know what I would choose. Oh my God.
Well, I know what I would choose. But this was a good movie. I like this. I really enjoyed this. It was fun. It was a fun movie. It had fun songs to sing. Like 80s movies that had like great songs to sing. I love them. I
picture you playing all these old movies with the songs blaring, and you just got socks on for some reason, and like you got pants on, like sweatpants and a shirt with socks, and your feet are just swinging in the air as your wife comes in. It's like, what the fuck you doing in here, fucking cover girl? And you're just like, I'm enjoying myself. You're just watching all these movies with songs in them, feet are tapping. You might even be dancing around the room, and your wife's like, "What is happening here? This guy is really, he's really Fruit Looping it." And but no, this movie is like
we're singing in the rainbow,
starting stars, crowd souffle. And no, like I remember thinking that as a kid. Same thing. It's just so this movie, if you don't know, is Once Bitten. It's about it's got Jim Carrey. It's if not his first movie, one of his fucking first movies.
I think it might have been his first movie.
And he plays a kid who's got friends and then college. And he's been with his girlfriend for a while, but she's won't have sex with him. So he's struggling.
4
years.
Struggling.
Well, 6, I think. I think it was 6 years.
They said 6 in the beginning, and then they said the girl you've been trying to get in her pants for 4 years is what she says at the end. So
maybe they dated.
Maybe they did. Yeah, maybe they dated for 2, and then he was just trying to have sex with her for 4 years.
I don't know. He's like, either way, I'm fucking jerking off, and I got nothing. That was horrible. Anyway, but he's like, yeah, nothing's going right. So he's just like, fuck, and then and then he goes out at night in the town. He's like, maybe I can get the fucking. If I fuck once, get it out of me, I can then love my girlfriend, right? Fucking like lover boy, right? He's like, I love my girlfriend. I'm gonna go back to her. Let me fuck all these women for money, so I can go back to the girl I love and give her a disease, right? So he's like basically doing the same thing. He's like, let me give my girl I love AIDS, who's never fucked in her life. And so he goes to a bar, try and fuck some whore, and then he gets a girl who's a vampire, and she needs the blood of a virgin before Halloween, needs to bite him 3 times. Why is she got to wait? I guess that's to build back up or something? I don't know.
Yeah, she said he needs to build up his strength. She has to bite him like right in the inner thigh, next to his how do they put sexual stamina or something? Build up of his sexual stamina.
Right. How they get the information is crazy, but it's just a movie you just go along with because it's a good movie, like I guess. And then, but so she needs to bite him 3 times, get before Halloween. Shouldn't you be like really on top of that shit? Like I don't get it. Kidnapping a kid and then when he becomes 18, you then fuck him. I don't know. Bite him. Like this bitch really is like final exam. Waited to the last night before the final exam to study and then take the exam. Like, why are you waiting so close? Like, what is happening? Like, why did you wait so long? So
I'm sorry, they couldn't find a virgin. I know it was the 80s and that was the joke that everybody had sex, but come on. There was everybody above the age of 11 had sex. Are you kidding me? That's not a thing.
There's kids who weren't lookers, okay? And you would be like, no one's ever fucking this kid. I'm doing him a favor by making him a vampire. You know what I mean?
Like his 2 friends. Yes.
Yes.
That are idiots. Like, come on.
He's like, where am I going to find one? There's 3 there, motherfucker.
And his girlfriend. Virgin. I knew somebody that was in their 20s when they lost their virginity.
That was me. And
I know 2 people that lost their virginity in their 20s.
I think I lost it when I was 18. I remember losing mine when I was 18. I thought it would never happen. And then I remember being excited. I actually wrote a song called I Got Laid. And then our uncle be like, oh my God, I thought you were gay. He's like, oh, it's about time. And I'm like, good guys, I was gonna buy you a whore.
I always assumed you were earlier than that. I think I was 14.
Oh Jesus Christ! I was still playing with action figures. I think wrestling with Bert in the backyard.
He never gave it up for you. Thanks to the show. So they're vampires. So Lauren Hutton is like a vampire. She needs to get this blood from a virgin. She meets him at the bar. They track him down. How do they track him down? Because they're in the ice cream truck? They can see he's a virgin? Do they smell the virginness on him? They look in the air, and they point to the ice cream truck as he drives by. He's got to be a virgin. No one's an ice cream truck. I know, they drive by all the vampires on Hollywood Boulevard, and they're all just pointing to yes, the ice cream truck, definitely virgins.
Yeah, right.
Did you guys see the lady walking the lion? When they're driving down and they show. I'm like, what the hell? And then my husband and I are both like, what? And I'm like, well, it was the 80s. She was probably on cocaine and thought she was walking a dog. I had no idea.
I was walking down the street and I saw some lady walking a lion and walking across the road.
Yeah. I'd be like,
what the hell?
You own this.
And then the photo shoot, there's a photo shoot of a lady in a bikini or whatever, and they got a beach ball. And again, my husband's like, why would they be doing that at night? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh man. It's Hollywood,
it's Hollywood,
it's wild.
I was just gonna say that. Hollywood, baby.
fucking smells the beach ball, throws it back to her. Yeah, it's fucking party time. But anyway, so she's gonna get the virgin. She's biting him. The movie, he's slowly becoming a vampire through the whole movie. His friends or whatever are there, and then like a funny part is they find out, is he a vampire? Because he says I might be a vampire. So she goes to this crazy bookstore, right, to find out, is this fucker a vampire? And some crazy guy, he's like, yep, you got to take it with a grain of salt because you're like, this is crazy. Wouldn't you just research it? No, talk to a random guy, friend might be a vampire. I got books on this fucking crazy guy, and tells her, he's got marks here. Finds out if he was bit by a vampire, you got to check his inner thigh, right? She's his girlfriend. All she has to say is take off your pants. Why didn't she look for the 2 bite marks?
I don't know. That makes no sense.
You're telling me.
Wouldn't she go, I want to get it, you're dicking me so bad, and then cock block him or whatever she's got to say, but just be like, hey, take off your pants, And she could have seen it because they could have been messing around. She could have looked and seen. No, she goes to his 2 friends. You need to find out. And then they don't even ask him, which later on in the movie is like, why didn't you just ask? No one asked him. They're all like, we got to look suspiciously. He already thinks he's a vampire. Like, I mean, wouldn't you go, hey, you said you think you're a vampire. We got to look and see. She could have said that to him. No, have his friends look. So they're in the shower, showering together. The 80s. He's like fake drops the soap, peeking up at his friend. You see asses. I think that the pervert scene in this movie is the asses of the 3 guys in the shower, and they're fucking doing it, and they can't look. So one guy, Jamie, has got soap in his eyes, and then the other friend just fucking grabs him from behind and goes, now look, Jamie, look. And he fucking can't see, and then he can't see. So then he's just like feeling him up and down, and someone's like, fags in the shower. Fags in the shower, which got me to this day, made me laugh out loud. They couldn't say that nowadays. Fags in the shower? You know what I mean? No. And nowadays they'd go, that's right, motherfucker, and transgender, and blah, blah, blahs. No, it's a fucking he, she, sees. Did I tell you I was, of course, looking for a new job, hate my current job, whatever, looking, and it was like, what's your pronoun? He, him, she, him, other, and it's like these, them. I'm like, what the fuck's a these, them? I don't know what a these, them is. God bless you, America. I support you in your choices. It's just getting crazy. And God forbid, let's just say this. Cut it out if you want to, but wait till they're a fucking adult to make the choices. That's what I'm saying. God bless America. That's getting cut out probably. Fuck me. But anyway, God bless everyone. And but no, anyway, so fags in the shower, and then they fucking just they run out. He's like, God damn it. I love that.
Also, when they're all upset, and like he's like, well, this ruins our whole high school, da da da. Everybody thinks we're gay. And then Mark comes in the back of the hamburger stand, and he's like, what's up with the scene in the shower, guys? And he's like, well, that's what you get. Oh, that's all the thanks for we're trying to help you. And he's like, you ever think you could just ask? He had no idea still what they were trying to do. Maybe they were trying to fuck him. And he was just like, what, you think I could ask? Like, they didn't say we were looking for something. They just said there was no explanation. And he's like, well, you could have asked. What could you have asked?
He's so horny, he's gonna fuck friends.
Exactly.
The other kid gets. I like how his other friend gets it. He's like, I knew it. We liked it. He's like,
they're rough riders.
I love that part. So this guy is like, oh my God, we didn't even ask. We're homos. We liked it. We're butt rangers or something. He says, and I'm like, we liked it. That made me laugh. I like it when and then in Bones right too with that kid. He's like, Robbie won't fuck me. I would have fucked you guys. Like, I mean, I'm horny as fuck here. Another part I like is when they're trying to pick up girls, the 2 kids from the fags in the shower. They went to the laundromat. They're like, what you do is you just look in their basket and check out their underwear. And my God, I must have ripped them off that idea. Remember I wrote that song, and then I just recently wrote a sketch called Spot Check, where you're dating a girl and you check her underwear, and if it's clean, you fuck her. And I'm like, oh my God, when this scene played in the movie, I'm like, I think I subconsciously ripped off Once Bitten as a kid, because they're like, check out the girl's laundry, and if it's clean, go fuck her or make your move or whatever. Basically is what they're saying. Like, this bitch if her underwear doesn't look like an Italian grinder wrapper, game on, And so they're like, all right, one guy ends up in the fucking dryer. And
I know the line he walks up, he's like, hey, I thought, see if you needed any help folding your lingerie.
Your lingerie, the most personal piece of laundry you have. Hey, you want me to fucking fold your bras and panties?
You would have been sniffing them.
You gotta check.
You'd try to fold it, and like she looks over, you're like,
I mean, wearing that thing, looking through the leg holes like a mask. Maybe that's the dirty hombre's fucking mask. Is just a pair of dirty panties. It looks like
Bellissimo.
a mask, but it's just a fucking pair of Italian grinder wrapper panties. Hands up!
Slopdog's out.
Slopdog's like, we're done here. And no, it was a great movie though. Like, and this is the kind of movie though. Like, I love watching it because it's like I remember watching this as a kid. It's one of those movies where you're like, it brought me back to a simpler time where it wasn't like, oh man, I really want to do something in the business. I really want to like. It was just I loved this movie. I remember one time I bought it. Like I hadn't seen it in a while. I tried to buy it on VHS. The VHS was broken. And I remember being very sad about that. And I was like, this sucks. But anyway, it's just a movie. It's like it was Jim Carrey before he was Jim Carrey, right? I remember seeing Jim Carrey in Living Color and going, oh my God, that's the guy from Once Bitten. I remember doing that. And then I remember going, the guy from Once Bitten who was in Living Color is now doing Ace Ventura. And then Jim Carrey became Jim Carrey. But I just remember a simpler time where you would see someone like that. Like the guy who comes up to him in the ice cream truck when he's trying to fuck his girlfriend is the guy who gets killed in like one of the Friday the 13th movies. I was like, oh my God, that's the guy who got killed in that movie, And I don't know. That's like, I miss simpler times like that where I didn't really think of celebrity. I didn't really think of someone's name. I was just like, oh, that's that guy from that movie we like, And
yep.
I don't know. It just brought me back to those times. It was a great movie. I loved it. And I don't know. I mean, I'm ready to give my review. I know we're very quick on this, but I don't know. I mean, it's a great movie. They fucking, it just. Did you
notice?
Yeah. Well,
did you notice the ice cream on top of the ice cream truck looks like a boob, and the cherry looks like a nipple?
I will when I rewatch it and pause it. And you want some whipped cream for the top?
It does though. I just kept noticing it. It looks like a boob on top, and the cherry's a nipple.
They probably did that on purpose, I'm sure.
Oh, completely on purpose. Yes.
That's a real crotch souffle.
Crotch souffle. Did you guys notice at the end when they slide down that slide, like when they're trying to run away at the end, and they each they each make a noise, but then when the vampire goes down, he hisses. He's like, as he goes down. I'm like,
so over the top. So over the top.
Why oh my God, something I wrote that down. Why does every vampire in this movie make a cat hiss noise? Like when they walk into a room. Look, watch the movie back. Every vampire, when they run to him as a vampire, when they're normal, hello, how are you? Trying to meet you in a bar, hello, hello. But when they're in vampire form, every time you see them, everyone puts their hand up and goes, like every one of them. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, yeah, it goes on a slide. He gets punched. Is that a garbage slide too? I don't know what slide that was. You're just gonna slide in your house? I don't know.
That makes no sense at all. There was a lot of like doors and like entryways and
yes.
What was going on? Like, why?
It was the 80s. Everybody was on cocaine.
True. Yeah.
Go down the slide. And,
hey, did you guys remember like the girl who plays Robin? She was so good in this movie. She was really good in this movie. She was very attractive. She was funny. Why wasn't she in anything else? You'd think that this would have been a good starter for her career, but like she didn't really play in anything else.
She wasn't a chick from Night of the Creep.
Maybe she just dropped out of Hollywood. Some people do. They only do a film or two and then they drop out of Hollywood, do something else. She could be one of those people. Maybe she's like a director or something in real life now. You never know.
Maybe
this movie could have been this is a hangover from Halloween because like this happens like on close to Halloween, right? Like, oh, we should have done this one. But anyway, we did Hocus Pocus. The guy, Omri Katz, the kid who's the main star of Hocus Pocus, was in that show, Erie, Indiana, has his own pot shop in L.A.
Oh, makes sense.
So I think he still does conventions, but probably now to promote his pot shop, right? And
that makes sense.
But like he's like, Hocus Pocus, and I think he has a brand called Hocus Pocus in his shop. But yeah, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
This was filmed at a middle school. Well, the school, like the parts in the school, their high school, is actually a middle school. It's Mark Twain Middle School in Venice Beach, in Venice, California.
They always do that. Why is the high school never good enough for a high school movie? Do you ever notice that? Like, fucking the high school in Dazed and Confused is an actual, like, middle school. Like, it's not the high school. And it's like, why did you... High schools aren't just cool enough? I don't know. I'd like to just film something in, like, at our high school, like our old high school in Putnam CT. That'd be good. And I don't know why that bothered. I don't know. High schools don't look like I don't know. I keep saying the same thing. I don't fucking know. People at home like, we don't fucking know why. Okay, stop repeating it. I'm gonna cut my earbuds out.
You know what? It always bothered me about this movie. The one thing that really always got me, and it was so dumb, is that in the dream towards the end.
Oh, what? No.
the dream towards the end.
I don't mean that.
When Mark's a bat, and then he flies in and he's like Dracula kind of thing, and he sees Robin and he bites Robin's neck and she dies, and then he puts his arms in the air while the Countess is laughing, and a wolf cries. Oh, why would a wolf cry? Why did it sound like a werewolf?
I don't know.
Would somebody please fucking tell me?
It goes along with why they hiss like cats.
They only had so many sounds they could use. You know what I mean? Like, so they just had buttons like on an old thing, and that was just one of the sounds. And they're like, I guess we're gonna throw it in here.
They only had one take, and the guy hit the wrong button.
They're like, well, that's what it is.
Dog.
That's the play. And, oh boy. So I'm gonna just go and say this movie, I think it holds up to when I was a child. I definitely got a deep nostalgia for this movie, so I could be blinded by the fact that this movie is whatever, but I love it. To me, it's a movie I could watch anytime. It'd feel good from start to beginning. I'm gonna give this movie 5 dog dicks. I think it holds up. I love it. Again, it could just be nostalgia, but I fucking 5 dog dicks for this movie. Highly recommend it. You know, if you watch this movie, you'll watch it again. It is it's the cat's meow. It's the, if you will. And Bone, what say you?
This movie, I loved it. I missed watching this movie. I think I'm going to watch it a couple more times.
Hit me.
If you look at this movie, you can't judge it as like how good this was filmed or how good the script was, because you're going to give it a shitty review because it doesn't, the script's what it is. It's an 80s film, but it's a super good, funny, feel-good movie. Like, it's not about quality of film. It's about how it makes you feel and the rewatchability. And that's how I always rate everything, is how I like it. And this movie just hit all the spots for me. It had a great score, had those 80s vampire feel. The soundtrack was awesome. I'm going to sing it all the time. Hands off. And I always sing it in the shower, like every fucking morning.
Sing it to yourself in the shower. You're like fucking, you ain't got time to jerk it because you're fucking running late. Your alarm went up late. So you're going to fucking jerk yourself off and you're going to be like, it's off. You're late for work. Hands off. I'll put you back 15 minutes.
So,
how many dog dicks do you give it, kid?
I'm going to give it 4.5 because it was a roller coaster of fun. I love this.
4 dog dicks and a tip.
4 dog dicks and a tip.
Okay. I like it. Slopdog, what say you?
See, I haven't watched this movie in forever. So, I forgot the whole dance scene, the whole hands-off part. Like, I completely forgot about that.
Did you like it?
I did like it. It made me laugh.
Yes, you fucking like that?
The dance battle's fucking amazing.
The dance battle, and then, the bags in the shower made me laugh. Like, there's a lot of it, that made me laugh, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot all about, all this stuff. Like, it's been so long since I watched it. So it is a feel-good. It's silly. It's over the top. I don't know, because we watched it as, when we were younger, I think, it's something better to it. But I think, let's say, one of my teenage kids watched it. I don't think that they'd be as into it. I think they'd be like, this is kind of stupid. It's kind of lame.
Right.
I don't think it would make as much sense to them. Even, the whole bar part with the phones. Because that's just not a thing now.
Yeah.
But anyway, So like
that was the equivalent of online dating.
Yes, back then, yeah. And then even like, the very beginning when they're in the bar and he answers the phone and it's somebody calls him over and he goes over and he's talking to him and it's a man dressed as a woman and then he calls him a sissy when he like leaves. And I'm like, wow, like there's a lot in that movie that like it was like kind of early for its time. Does that make sense? Like nobody really. Yeah.
Do you notice that he's a Gemini as well? The trans guy was a Gemini, which symbolizes technically like two people. I think they did that on purpose.
Oh, and they probably did. Anyway,
listen, you're a mature person. I'm a mature person. I love that little bit he did.
I just want to, but I also want to like punch him in the face. He annoys me. Like, but the other guy, the guy with the dark hair, that's his friend. I think that he might be from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He reminds me of the kid that she ends up with in the end, like the kind of dorky kid. I don't know his name though. So
I don't think he's the same kid, but he does remind me of him.
Right? He reminds me of that same kind of personality. Anyway,
I love that he gets diarrhea when he's nervous.
Yes. He's like, or have to show me where the bathroom is.
Print it off, man.
So I think I'll give it 4 dog dicks because I really liked it. Makes me happy. All that stuff.
4 dog dicks. Yeah, okay. Yes. I love it. It's good nostalgia. Again, maybe if we were grading it, seeing it now, people might be like, I don't know if they would like it or not. But again, like you said, this brings back such good feelings as a kid because I watched it so young, and it's just like it just makes me feel good, man. Like, and so that really definitely made me.
I think that helped me. Like, it wasn't a disappointment that like it held up over the years for me. Like a lot of these films, you watch them, you remember being like Summer School, for instance. When I was a kid, I thought Summer School was fucking amazing. I watched it. There's like one good scene in it. It's such a disappointment. Sorry if we do that review someday. Don't remember this, people. This movie, it didn't disappoint. Like, I enjoyed the whole film. There's a ton of funny stuff. Jim Carrey is just awesome. You see that he's developing his acting skill, his style of comedy, because he's giving those little hints, those facial things, the De Niro impression, all the Jim Carrey stuff you know him for. He kind of like, this was like the beginnings of it. This was like he was just getting pubes.
Yeah, and delicious. And I don't think he a lot of people say he overacted as he got older. He wasn't overacting. He was like a normal, straight person in this movie. I think our uncle, Slopdog's dad, would like him in this movie. He hates him. He says, he's overacting because he reminds me of our uncle, but not the one who thought I was gay. The one who's gay. And he like hates like to be compared. But our uncle is so awesome. He's funny. And I'm like, he reminds me of like, he's like a combination of like what, Steve Martin and Jim Carrey, right? And he hates them both.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why? Accept it. You're awesome. Uncle, you're awesome. And anyway, but
altogether, we gave this 4 dog dicks and a tip. So we highly recommend this film.
That's me barking at the dog dick. Woo! Oh yeah, we're fucking in a coffin, and it's rocking. I love at the end when they're fucking in the coffin, and it kind of goes to the beat of the song, the Once Bitten song, did it, and the fucking coffin's rocking. You're like, yeah, get that pussy, Carrie. And
I've created a monster.
I love that. Oh, I love that line. Never works. Just talking about sex in this movie, just real quick. My kid the other day, I feel like I'm always Eugene Levy from American Pie when I try to talk like sex with my kids and like, kind of figuring out like what you're into or whatever. So I remember talking to my oldest son. I was like, hey, anybody interested? He's like, what? It weirds him out. He never likes to talk about it. I was like, listen, dude. I was like, I was horny, younger than
you talk to him about it.
This is exactly how I talk to him. This is exactly what I said to him. I go, listen, I go, kid, I love it. And I go, I was younger than your brother. I go, and I'm like looking, and the face my son made, it's one of my favorite things I'll remember on my deathbed because I said to him, I go, listen, when I was even younger than your brother, I go, I was rubbing my dick on everything, buddy. I'm like, a TV guide? Like we had a magazine that would tell us like, what was coming on TV. I go, sometimes someone hot, like Britney Spears would be on the cover. I'd be like, I would make out with the cover of that thing and like hump the bed. And he's like, oh my God, Dad, stop talking. And I'm like, and I go, that's just what I did. I'd rub my dick on everything, buddy. I go, me saying that, I go, is there any kind of celebrity like in the or a musician or anybody just to kind of get a feel of what you're into? Like, does anybody make you? I go, listen, because I go, there was a VJ. Her name was Daisy Fuentes. She was a VJ on MTV. She was a model. I go, dude, she used to. This is where my son, his face, I'll never forget it. His reaction face didn't say anything, just was quiet, and he made a face when I go, Daisy Fuentes. I go, she fucking made me want to sit up and beg for buttermilk, buddy. And he's like his face when I said that was like, what happened? Like he wanted to die. He couldn't believe I'm talking to him. And he's like, Dad, no, stop. I go, so in your world, is there anybody, a celebrity, who makes you want to sit up and beg for buttermilk? And he's like, what? My son, my youngest son, who has headphones on, who can never hear anything, rips his headphones off and goes, what the hell are you talking about? What are you saying that for? Both my kids are horrified. So anyway, I kind of feel like you do.
I'm embarrassed for you.
I'm just kind of curious, trying to have sex talk, trying to help them out. If you have any questions, let me know.
Tonight on Dateline.
Anyway, you have some facts about the movie, kid?
Yeah. So I was gonna say what other people rated it. IMDb rates it 5.6 out of 10.
My kid's a teen. I'm trying to talk to him. Anyway, what?
Rotten Tomatoes. The critics only gave it 11%, which is disappointing. Audience only gave it
Fucking
39%. Metascore audience gave it 6.1 out of 10. Critics gave it 64 out of 100. And Letterboxd gave it 2.7 out of 5. And Tasteless Adjacent gave it 4 dog dicks and a tip.
That's right, motherfucker!
It was released on November 15th, 1985. The budget was $3.2 million, and it made $10 million opening weekend at the box office.
How much did it cost to make again?
$3.2 million.
So this is I guess for marketing, maybe not a success. I don't know. I guess it wasn't a great success, but
it's not bad.
Depending on what you did for marketing, it made somewhat. I don't know. But anyway, it's a great movie, man. And I just say, let us know if you see one spin. Give us some comments. Let us know.
It made us sit up and beg for buttermilk.
Would you sit up and beg for buttermilk for this movie, or what's going on here? And,
let us know if you would sit up and beg for buttermilk for this, or how many dog dicks you'd give it.
Yeah,
we would like to know. Drop it in the comments.
Check us out on all podcast formats: Apple, Spotify. Search Tasteless Adjacent. Check us out on Instagram and X. On X, we're at Tasteless80J. Instagram at Tasteless Adjacent.
Instagram's probably the best place. We do a lot of stuff.
Best place.
Drop a comment on, give us a chat, ask us a question. We'll answer it on air. If you leave a comment, we'll mention it on air. Give us a review on Apple, Spotify, Audible. Yeah, we'd like a comment or review. That would be great.
Yeah.
Share it with a buddy. Share it with a friend, and pass it
on. Say, unfortunately, it's just an audio podcast. Maybe one day this gets more successful, we can do a video podcast. But until then, it's just audio. But how does your voice? You can write in the comments. How does all your voices make me come so quick? And we'll say, I don't know, man. Things levels and stuff. But maybe turn on the volume. But for you. You're welcome. Yeah. Get it. Pull that pud. Yeah, you're going to make it. Oh, my God. What is happening? That's not on my end.
The baby is cranky. He came in to say hi. He got his he got some shots today, so he's a little cranky.
I feel very uncomfortable. And I think, oh, my God, I'm talking crazy in a microphone. But, oh, my God. I'm like, that's not about my end. There's no kids here. Jesus Christ. You're going to get me on a list. Oh, my God. Is the kid okay?
On Dateline.
Is the kid okay?
He's fine. He's fine. He was coming in to see me because, I don't know, ever since I got home from work, he got his shots today, and the only time he's really stopped crying is when I held him, and he fell asleep on me. And then I came in to do the pod, so Jill keeps bringing him to see me.
Come up and see me sometime. Well, we'll start to wrap it up then so you can spend some quality time. But Good movie. YouTube, you can go to pwhenipoo.club because it's for the P When I Poo Club at P When I Poo, both on X and Instagram. Check us out. We're doing delicious. We're doing great things. We'd love to hear from you. If not, we're not a fucking Hollywood podcast here. We're not going to talk how we talk on this podcast. Get off and go, go to our mansions. And if you see us on the street, not even saying hi to you. Bullshit, dude. What you're hearing is who we are. Join the fucking club. Hashtag join the club. Fucking hang with us, baby. We'd love to hear some talk back and forth. And you got something to say? Hit up any of the old podcasts. We'll read it and you got a question. Hey, when you did this thing, I would have done this. Yes, get in the conversation. Converse with us. We're looking for it. Our dicks are getting hot for it. Get me horny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Slopdog, you getting horny? He asked his girl cousin.
Let's dance.
We'll take it. All right, folks, we love you. Good night. So say it to Shepherd. So say it to Flop.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Sebastian.
What are you, some kind of dog, Dick? Dick.
Hands off, he belongs to me. Hands off.
He's my private property.
Hands off.
I'll give you just one last
time.
The boy is mine. Yeah. He belongs to me. People are like, goodbye. You just confirmed I'll never listen to this podcast again. Fucking yeah. Motherfucker. Toodaloo. Bye-bye. Dude, I forgot to say in the review, I love how weird out his dad is when he goes in his bedroom. He looks like nervous, and then he comes out of the box, like when he would keep his clothes or blankets, and he's like, "You're really weirding your mother out." Like he's basically saying, "You're weirding me the fuck out. Please sleep in your bed."
It was the 80s, so he couldn't admit it because he was too much of a tough guy. He's like, "You're weirding your mother out."
Yeah. He's like, "I'm sleeping with a sickle under my pillow."
Like, how old are his parents supposed to be? At first, I thought they were his grandparents. Then I'm like, oh no, those are his parents. Like, how old are they supposed to be?
Everybody in the 80s looks old. Everybody in the 80s looks older.
Right? It's
Everybody.
crazy. Fucking crazy to me. I don't like it. Bothers me.
Was it me or did Robin give off Kelly Kapowski vibes?
Yes, she was very Kelly Kapowski.
If my Kelly Kapowski, my dick was in my hand. You're correct. Oh man. I remember as a kid fucking rubbing my dick to her.
Once bitten, you won't be no day. Once bitten,
You're singing in the rainbow.
I thought it said we're singing in a rainbow. I had to look up the lyrics. We're singing in a rainbow. I was like, that doesn't make sense at all. Hands off. He belongs to me. Hands off. He's my private property. Hands off. I think I rubbed my nipples right through that.
Just one last time.
Time.
The boy is mine.